New research suggests mysterious fast radio bursts could be a sign of alien civilizations. So yet again, as we talked about many times before, this is a way to inject cosmic plurality into the culture, because the more people are thinking about ET, the less they are thinking about God. We as the church have a part to play in that, because I think that a lot of Christians have created this world where you can't be a Christian and believe in extraterrestrial life. Again, like we said before, that's a different question than the alien abduction and UFO phenomena question. That all signs point to demonic. But what about just generally? Could God have created life elsewhere? So every time that these stories come out about fast radio bursts or exoplanets or something like that, it's like another little injection of cosmic plurality, the belief in extraterrestrial life or life on other worlds. It's more of that into the culture, and because of this culture that we live in, and in large parts we've created, because of that, many people believe that you can't be a Christian and believe in extraterrestrial life, and if you're going to believe in extraterrestrial life, you can't be a Christian. And as we show in our book, The Day the Earth Stands Still, me and Derek Gilbert, we show in the book that that's not true. And so we've talked about that before. We have plenty of interviews online for free that you can check out, or you can get the book. But we've dealt with that quite a bit. But with these fast radio bursts, which also we deal with in the book, and I'm going to show you a clip from an interview in just a moment, but it says, the origin of so-called fast radio bursts has remained a cosmic mystery since the first FRB was detected in 2007. But while explanations have included phenomena such as colliding black holes and dark matter-induced collapse of pulsars, a new theory suggests that FRBs could perhaps be a sign of intelligent alien life. Now, of course, this is not a new theory. It's been out there for quite some time, but continuing on, it says, in the newly posted arxiv.org paper, Fast Radio Bursts from Extragalactic Light Sails, distinguished physicist and cosmologist Abraham Avi Loeb and co-author Manasvi Lingam put forward the suggestion that FRBs could be artificial beams which have been set up as beacons or for driving light sails. So basically the idea is, just like on this picture here, basically the idea is you have a spacecraft that has this big sail behind it. It shoots light at the sail, or it picks up light from stars or pulsars and things that it passes, and that, over time, that sail will go faster and faster and faster and carry the spacecraft. That's kind of the idea. And there have been prototypes built on this kind of thing, and there have been a lot of studies that show that this sort of thing could actually work. So the idea is maybe alien beings utilizing light sails could be the cause of fast radio bursts. Maybe that's what they actually are. And like I said, we did talk about fast radio bursts in our book, The Day the Earth Stands Still, and we did an interview on Skywatch TV. Here's a short clip about what we had to say about fast radio bursts. Check this out. On August 15th, 1977, there was a narrowband radio signal that was received by Ohio State University, their Big Ear radio telescope. And the signal itself, it appeared to come from the Sagittarius constellation somewhere. Mm-hmm. Now, astronomer Jerry R. Amon, I hope I'm saying that right, he discovered the signal a few days later, after it happened. He realized that this thing actually went on for 72 seconds, which that's
an interesting number.
Interesting number.
Clearly artificial.
Right. Yeah. Well, yeah, and so that was like the big question. Is this something that's artificial, or is it a natural thing? And that's most people that look into it say it's something artificial, but we don't know what. We don't know if it's something from Earth, because there have been signals later that have been detected and then found out later it was like a Russian satellite, or mm-hmm. it was some. So that seems unlikely to most people, because there's what's called a protected spectrum, which means that radio signals from Earth, from normal people, are not supposed to broadcast on that. So this signal was a 1420 megahertz signal, which is within what's called the protected spectrum. Mm-hmm. So most people believe that kind of rules out the idea that it could be something from Earth. It still could be. I mean,
has it been debunked since then, the WOW signal?
No, not to everybody's satisfaction. Like it hasn't. There have been other signals. Like there was one that was detected and people thought it might be aliens, and then it was debunked later that it was actually a Russian satellite, or it was something that was sent out from Russia and bounced off something and came back. It still could be something like that.
There was another. It turned out that it was the microwave oven in the staff lounge.
Right.
Seriously, I do remember that.
So this was what was really interesting. Like most people who study UFOs, they know the wow signal. It's been researched to death, and nobody has like a really satisfying answer on what it could be, whether on the alien side or whether on the human side. It just kind of depends what you think. Now, what's interesting though is there's no direct evidence that it was aliens. Some would say there's no direct evidence that it wasn't either, that it was humans. Okay, so it's out there. It's weird. They've never been able to detect it again, even though they've been looking. But what's interesting is even through that lack of evidence saying that it must be aliens, on the 35th anniversary. So in 2012, Arecibo Observatory actually beamed an attempted response to this signal, and it contained. This is actually kind of funny. It contained 10,000 Twitter messages that was collected by National Geographic, bearing the hashtag chasing UFOs. It was a show that was running on there at the time, and it was really a promotion for the television series. But okay, like if they thought that this was aliens and they want to talk back to aliens, like, yeah, let's promote a show. Let's do it to promote a show. It's weird. Like, let's tweet the aliens. It's just a weird thing. So it kind of shows the state of our culture. How we interpret these things. Yeah, maybe there's aliens. Let's tweet them.
And Klaatu is one of their followers
let's
now,
get them on Facebook. Like it just kind of shows how easy it is for a culture to accept this stuff if it's put in that kind of mental arena of social media or whatever. But also, again, there was really no evidence saying that it had to be. It's just a weird signal. Now, it could be something otherworldly. There could be something like that to it, but there's really no strong evidence saying one way or another. It's just a weird thing. Yet it's so easily embraced as this is our smoking gun of UFOs, the existence of aliens. This is our smoking gun. And it's so easily embraced that they would actually be willing to spend all this money, do this thing, promote a TV show.
And that's the thing; it's a lot of money spent.
Yeah,
a lot of money. Well,
to promulgate this thing. So the whole idea of fast radio bursts, it's continuing, it's growing, it's becoming more and more prevalent in the public eye, and it's something we're going to have to keep our eyes on as well. But again, just see it for what it is. This, whether it's a natural phenomenon or not, I do believe that the enemy is using this to try to get people focused on aliens because, again, the culture that we live in, if you're focused on aliens, typically you're not focused on God. Typically you're not a Christian. Now, of course, there's no reason that should be the case. You absolutely can be a Christian and believe in the possibility of extraterrestrial life out, in the universe. And again, that is a totally different question than if they are visiting us today. UFO sightings, alien abductions, what are those? I believe they're totally satanic. I believe that that's demonic, and that's the case that Derek and I make in the book. So if you want more information on that, you can check out our interviews, or you can get the book at skywatchtvstore.com.